もっとらない昨日にさようならりんめめぐりひとしずく雨から
Hello. That was a weird sound. Yeah, well, it's all in the title. I'm gonna go back and play. I think my second and third stream ever was on From the Depths. It's a few months ago now. And I am to build a proper starter craft now. Because last time I tried, I ended up building something that would take a bit much in terms of resources for the start of the game. So what I'm thinking is just going for kind of very uh, purposely badly designed craft. Badly designed, but like I'm not going to put too many securities in this. Like I'm making the AI core here, and I'm not putting heavy armor around it, just regular armor. And no EMP protection, since a starter craft would, only actually go against like the deep water guard, which you really don't need EMP protection against them. I haven't. Well, I played a bit of this game yesterday after I was finished with last stream. Uh, just because I got like a guilty pleasure, you could call it, to play this game. Just decided to play this game. And I decided not to stream it because I was tired at that point. Actually, I just realized there for a second that I hadn't even checked if I was streaming or not, so I just started. So, control PID. Uh, I don't think I'll need 4 PIDs, but I'm just gonna put them in for good measure. Only 4 resources. And I think this is going to be mostly wooden. This craft, since it's just going to be like a small thing. And I should probably explain this before I build an entire AI core. But this is going to be what's it called? A small flyer. Because that's quite good for the early game in the campaign. Let's see. Injury. I think I'll put them behind the AI core and also put some ammo storage with it. In the middle of it. Kind of annoying that it's like a very neutral storage block. It's very textured. I wish I could just like have a big old storage bay, like a bit like container here, but this is a bit too big, to be honest. So instead of having these very textured objects. see. I think it should only need about this amount of ammo access probably. And yeah, that's a good amount of storage, I think. Okay, it's going to probably light alloy for this thing. There shouldn't be anything facing the back, so that should just be wood eventually. And I'm thinking a small fuel engine since this is going to be a flying craft. Eco max 100. How much engine power does this thing give? 200, that's way too little. There isn't really an engine this size I want here. So I'm going to have the fun of making one on the fly. Probably it's gonna be as efficient as possible. So gonna need a bit of space, I think. I can't remember how you make a good engine. Carburetor supplies materials to the cylinder. Okay, and that's only passes downward. That gives 32 engine power, 65. But a carburetor can be put onto multiple, right? Yeah, that's the one that's you want to connect to multiple. In that sense, I should build the engine. So fun to watch. I don't even know what I'm doing myself properly. But if I build it like this should be quite volume efficient. You also need it to be fuel efficient. Allowing it to focus more efficiently at low RPM. Increases high RPM efficiency. I think we're going to go with high RPM efficiency instead of low. Just to introduce access and exhaust. Okay, so we first want to put it all into two turbochargers. The inlet is here. Wait. Okay. And that sends exhaust in which direction? Let's see. Here? It's both down and up, apparently. Oh, I'm just laughing because I have no idea what I'm doing. So here we need turbocharger. connected to carburetor. If RPM outlet exhaust and turbocharger outputs contribute less cooling potential to the cylinders that they are connected to if they're not vented outside of the vehicle. That's not the way I remember these working, but I don't actually remember how they work, so I suppose that's just part of the course. Let's see, you can connect one like this. Because they don't connect to the cylinders. Put one there. Take a pipe here. Put a carburetor. Oh, here, right here. Okay, this doesn't connect, so this one. I think this is helping its efficiency. Could have picked a better time to do this, maybe, than whilst making the craft. See how this is the wrong one. Not enough cooling. Not enough cooling. And if I want to make it even more efficient, I can add many radiators, which increase efficiency and also cooling. See, it still overheats. Materials per second is 0.5. If I were to remove these, still 0.5. That's not a good sign. Let's see, the generator here says cylinder has a problem. Which one? Isn't externally vented. Isn't externally vented. Oh, it's because these carburetors are only connected to one of these. Wait, what? If I remove this one, that solves the problem. Do this, that solves the problem. And I think what I need to do, I'm gonna save this vehicle. It's going to be a plane. Honestly, I'm going to save this as vehicle 2. Great name. And it is saved, yes. And then I'm going to destroy all vehicles. Make a sandbox. Yeah, okay, that was a bad plan. I don't build a fortress at the bottom of the sea. Great idea. Absolutely fantastic. Okay. Now we can experiment a bit with fuel engines again. Load. It's facing the wrong way. Okay. If I instead, yeah, I'm just going to try and wait a second. I'm an idiot. Oh yeah, that was. Oh, I shouldn't have talked like that. But oh, you can place cylinders directly on crankshafts. Of course you can. Why was I doing all that with adapters? Wait, that actually means you can be even more space efficient if you do. If you just do something like this. You can have carburetor hitting 3 cylinders. Hmm. Yeah, and if we just connect the turbocharge lazily. It's kind of an enigma to me how you actually place these. Connect the white top half to it's kind of as I almost said, kind of very marginal. And that's only at high RPM, so uh, they'll just make an absolute fuel guzzler and fuel guzzler. But if I do this, I can make a very small but powerful engine. Like this is actually I can test how good this engine is if I think it's miscellaneous. Defense. Signal jammers. These things can guzzle power. Right now, every single ounce of power in this thing is being used. And it's overheating! Of course it is. But, should I remove one of these now? Still, yeah, it's because there's no cooling. Yeah, but only 300-ish power. Not the best. The best. The fuel engines. If I take turbochargers out of all of these, okay, so that's cooling the cylinder and also increasing the efficiency of this thing. This one. Oh, If I do this multiple times. Hmm, not really connecting, is it? No, it's connecting in the same way as the other one. I don't get why this cylinder is still overheating, but this one isn't. Place this. Oh, oh yeah, it's because I placed it wrong. But if I do this now, yeah, it's rapidly decreasing. Maybe it's because you can't use two on the same. That could make some sense. So I could cool this one if I. Yeah, this is cooled this one. This is a bit hard. Actually, no, it's not hard at all. I'm just an idiot. If I do this, no, because the cylinders doesn't connect at the top, it seems. Okay, I think I know what I want to do now. We're 20 minutes in and I failed to make a fuel engine for a while now and not much else. But actually, just mirror this. If I just do this and do this, it's not extremely invincible. It makes an engine that is shutting on and off all the time. Oh, it's because there's not enough fuel tanks on this thing. Like, this is actually a terrible fortress I have there. It's kind of useless, actually. Uh, I should make a better fortress thing. It's efficient-ish. Yeah, that was my mom, you might have heard there, right? Uh, actually, I don't know if that picked up, but she just came and shouted through. Well, actually, didn't. She didn't open the door, but she shouted through the door. This might work. Okay, I'm try carburetor now. Okay, this seems much more efficient than the other. Maybe not more efficient, but able to output a lot more power. Question is if it's inside a box, would it still be like if wasn't out in the open? No, it's because exhaust comes out here, it seems. Not connected to carburetor. So could you connect it to the end of this? Okay. This should in theory be more. No, it's overheating now. But if I add some radiators, it might not need to be externally ventilated. Let's see. Yeah, it seems like that made it worse. Cylinder has a problem. I actually don't really get it. Okay, it seems like it sorted itself out. Maybe if I placed like adapters down here, and that should be a bit cheaper. And did this instead. Maybe if I can angle the turbocharger down here in a different way. Actually, no, that's a carburetor. If I could. Hmm. No, it doesn't seem like I could. My idea was to, instead of having this like kind of awkward piping, also I'm going to make it so doesn't overheat. But instead of having that piping that went up by a block here, maybe I could have it go down to the carburetor, but it doesn't seem like it's going to work like that. Or maybe like it's still going to be a bit awkward, but maybe in a bit better way. If the exhaust instead goes here and the intake goes, it's down here, right? Should be a little less awkward, I think. Like the cylinders are kind of upset that they aren't externally vented, but the engine itself seems very efficient and just fine actually. So I'm going to box this in now and see how it does when it isn't at all externally vented. So like this. Power use up on max. The engine lock is right here. Yeah, it seems like it's faring well. One of the cylinders is here, and it's fine. I feel like this is a good small engine I've made here, and also kind of compactish. Uh, try with another signal channel. Okay, now I'm using all the power. Also all the power down from this contraption. This is terrible. This platform is terrible. Yeah, at maximum power, it takes one material per second, and it creates 483.7 power. That seems good. Like, for such a small engine, it's alright. It's alright. It's not that expensive either, is it? Going for half an hour and I've made an engine. Great. It's just this game in a nutshell. See, with... Well, yeah, I'm going to save this. New phone, sure. Leave. Yo, okay, that's how it's built. Here. If I look here, it's it's about how many materials it uses each second at maximum power. It's not the most efficient thing, but I like it. I like it. I mean, I like it. Like this EcoMax 100. Like this thing's efficiency. If I can find where the hell's the engine block? There. Let's see. Power. It's actually much more efficient. What does it do differently? Oh, it's just okay. Yeah, okay. Of course, this is more efficient. It's just 3 turbochargers like that. Okay, now I'm feeling a bit bad about what I made because it could be more efficient. I can strive for more efficiency, but this is also externally vented, so it's kind of cringe if you know what I mean. Okay, and this thing, how efficient is it? It goes, keeps warming up. It's more efficient, but no, but I like mine more. Okay, so what does this do exactly? Ah, that's smart. It's just all turbochargers. I have carburetors in mind because I want high rev efficiency, since this is probably going to be on high revs most of the time. Actually, do I? I don't. I accidentally didn't put in the carburetor as great as I wanted. That's great. Remove these walls. Yeah, it's just me. Go away. Yes. So, which ones did I want to be carburetors? I can't remember particularly. If I do this, does it become less efficient or more efficient? Right now it's on 483 and wait, oh, so carbureted to sit. Yeah, I'm just I didn't change it at all, but apparently I just uh, I feel like that's a bit wrong the way they spelled it, but yeah, okay, let's just ignore what just happened there. Okay, then below prefab this thing. Okay, I should probably just change to something so I can delete this attempt over here. This one here. And it fits perfectly. Not perfectly, perfect. That's a big ass, but it fits. It fits. There's a bit of fuel storage. Funnily enough, in this game, fuel isn't flammable. Well, it doesn't blow up if you hit it with. So if you hit it, so if you hit it, so great. I feel like there's not enough material storage in this thing right now. And there's a bit of dead space at the front because of these exhaust pipes. So I can fill that up with. Sorry, I was just checking that it was linear. But yeah, every block of storage is a 500 material storage. It seems, at least. Might be an exception to that. Okay, but I have my core of my craft now. Now we just need a main weapon. And it's either going to be missiles or it's going to be like simple, one of these simple weapons. And I feel like it can do both, honestly. It's these. It's going to skyrocket its cost. Yeah, it's two of these cost the same as the entire rest of the craft now, the entire core here. Don't feel like missiles are also crazy expensive, like really expensive, but I feel like you get more a bang for a buck with missiles. It's the missile decorator. I actually think I have a mod on that has a lot more simple weapons, but it's the thing that I don't want to use it because I don't want to have this mod on at all times. Yeah, so not going to be using this. What the hell is this thing? Who authorized this? What the shit? Uh, 2 rounds, 2.5 rounds per minute. Wow. This is terrible because now I really want this thing to have an advanced cannon. That's an advanced cannon is so expensive, especially if they're even slightly decent. But look at how expensive an autoload is. Uh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm just going to go for a second. One of my parents is making an annoying repetitive sound, and I'm going to have to stop them now. Apparently, they've been on the flea market and they bought an old stool they're going to give to our grandmother in her retirement home. But apparently, they bought a faulty stool, so now they had like a bolt gun but like a gun to uh, put some what's it called, like yeah, clips the well, like they embroidered uh, like there's some embroidered top onto the wood, so they just repeatedly like cling cling. Oh, and it's so annoying. Ugh. Seems like it's stopped now, but I don't know. They aren't usually that kind when it comes to stopping annoying sounds, if I'm going to be honest. How expensive it is. Okay. I can't really warrant many more autoloaders than this. Let's see. Advanced firing piece. Okay. What kind of shell do I want? Let me. If I go back here, yeah, I can use this strip of space to make a shell. I don't know how the shell is going to be, but I think yeah, I think it's going to be around 6 segments. But since this is a starter ship, yeah, it should probably just be high explosive to go against. Yeah, to go against the what's it called, the deep water guard. Let's see, how long is this shell? Yeah, let's see. How big of a gauge should this be? Okay, so 333. It's an okay, powerful shell. Reload. 1 RPM per intake, but I have 6 intakes, so it should be okay, I think. Um, the cooling splitter. Gauge. And I should limit the gauge to 333. And these assign all. Okay. 3 rounds per minute. Great. And that's limited by cooling. It can go up to 6.2. That's a fire rate of 10-ish seconds. It's not the worst thing in the world. But one thing I do think I'll do is I'll move the autoloaders up by 1 block. Since it's also going to need recoil absorption. I always forget that when I'm deciding these kinds of things, and it's always comes back to bite me the last possible second. Like you build a giant gun and you utilized every single bit of space inside it, and then you find out you have to put down a couple dozen, a couple dozen recoil absorption. Ugh, I'm so bad at speaking. This has enough cooling now. So if I do it like this, I can put in recoil absorber. It shouldn't need that much yeah, that needs barely any recoil absorption. Yeah, this is actually enough recoil absorption. Yeah, it fires 1 shot every 10 seconds, which is decent. Like this is like a secondary asymmetric weapon. Like it's probably going to deal most damage with its with missiles, but I also want to have a more consistent damage source, which is going to be this one. Oh, that's a big old man. And its inaccuracy is half a degree. That's terrible. But doesn't have a barrel yet, so it's to be expected. Yeah, okay. It's already better. I think this is good enough. Except for the fact it's 1 block too low. Let's see. It's here I want it. I feel like this is a good place to place it. Place it in light alloy. Okay. This is It doesn't really look like anything yet, I'm going to be honest. uh, and I want this to be an aircraft, if its form wasn't indicative of that. Actually, honestly, you can almost make this, what's it called? I built it out of metal instead of light alloy, idiot. But it could almost be at like a ground craft, this thing, where it's shaped. Okay, what's the difference in weight between, yeah, okay, it's a big difference. The weight between light weight alloy and metal. The armor isn't actually that different. Didn't know that. I thought it was like close to double, but no. But it does also have more health. It adds up when you layer it. I think what I need now is some thrusters. Definitely some thrusters. I have no idea what shape this thing is going to be. um, Probably just continue some light alloy a bit more forward. Oh, that was not intended. Okay, a bit more down maybe. Okay, so I could put a huge jet here. Oh, I can use a lot of power. I don't have that kind of power to spare. Uh, oh, I don't have enough engine power at all. Okay, I think I have an idea of how to shape this now. If I... Okay, you're going to trust me on this. This is going to look ugly for a good amount of time. If I place these out like this, and this, I can now finally incorporate the wood I wanted to build this mostly out of. And also want the center of mass to be moved back. I want it around here. Let's see, air control. I want like some rotors in here. Probably going to be about this size. That's big, but I like it. I like it. So I could do this as a sub-object. I don't remember where it is, but there is like a thing made specifically yeah, specifically to be rotors. Have they actually taken something out of the game? I think I just don't know what I'm actually looking for. But I could just make these things. I'm going to see what these things are all about. Uh, these can use actually don't use that much power. No. Manual control, and these should be thrusters. Thrusters, but a hover. Is that applied with mirror? No, how do I apply these with mirror again? It's definitely a button for that. I have no idea. These buttons. Just Control C, Control V. No, I apparently can't. Right now, I just Control C there. Control C, Control V. That's not done. Yeah, that's done as I wanted to. Manual control. Pitch up. Yes. I'll spread to neighbors. So okay. Now I'm going to just set up these two PIDs. Pitch, propulsion pitch. It doesn't matter the settings. I'll set up mean sea level. Propulsion vertical. Set point change. Ready. Oh no, that's a bit a bit little annoying. A little bit annoying. Let's see. It's floating all right. Right now, most of the I know trust and power are two separate things. These are now using. Okay, so most of the power is in the rotors. I'm going to guess the rotors are more efficient. Let's see. Wait, it only have 50% clearance. Oh, is that because of the ducts? Might be. The thrust per power is 22.2, and these gives 16. Do these actually become more efficient if they have more blades? Let's see. Thrust per power. No. If these became small, no, also. If I give them more on both sides, I don't know. Is that more efficient? I don't think so. Gives it more potential to use power, not much more. I think I'm going to do it like this just for aesthetics. And also, I'm gonna have to mirror this over here. So now, yeah, this can maintain flight on its own. These are actually so powerful that I can do this, and when this receives an roll left maneuver, when this wants to roll to the right, I don't really know, but I'm going to attempt this and see what happens. If I now place a lead block over here, oh, as a mirror. Lead block like that. Yeah, it just keeps balance. I didn't remove this. Oh, okay. It's because I still had it on the hold. It's in order. Okay, I think I did something wrong. Okay, yeah, it's because this needs to also be on the right. I'm guessing. No, it's because the AI isn't giving orders to what's it called? The AI is not active, so I have to give the PID role and the propulsion role. Okay, so this is on the wrong thing. That's lost power as it went downward. Okay. What about this side there? Keep adding these. Okay, and it's gaining power. Okay, good. Okay. I now want to make it a bit more smooth at the front, and I want to make like a little control quarter up here, and a missile silo here, and then like some form of forward propulsion and some more control thrusters and a button side. There's a lot of things I want this thing to do. Now I'm just 100% focused on aesthetics. Oh shit, I should have the mirror on. Oh, morph wood. Morph wood. That's the old type of wood. Before they changed it back to how it should be. It was, oh, this was how normal wood used to be. If you placed a bunch of it on top of each other, it would look like this. It was, it's kind of fun, but it's at the same time it's so terrible, so unbelievably terrible at the same time. Too sure about this, but I'm just going to roll with it. I really like the aesthetic of light alloy and wood together. It will, especially when you know what it is, it really gives the aesthetic of we're only protecting what's important here, while still having a bit of flair and all that. Yeah, I think these should continue up to here. Elevated chair. Yeah, give us the child chair. Might as well also get a fire control computer. Oh, apparently two. Yeah, so that actually. Oh, that looked kind of sick actually. If I. Okay, the elevated chair is actually a bit too much. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Can't see shit, but it looks better. Actually, I haven't tested the gun out. Okay, I think the gun needs a bit more cooling to make it fire its capacity a bit faster uh, because if it has more cooling, it can fire its stored ammo faster, and while it will mean that it'll be the first 6 shots will be kind of fast, and then the next ones will be slower. but it would be better in a fight if yeah, it would be better in a fight if you if I changed so it had more cooling. So now I should also turn on hero modes. That's an annoying mistake. It's a mistake to make too. I've made a lot of times. A lot of times. So put a bit more recoil absorption at the end here. And I'll change this into alloy, just the extra protection. Okay. And I want to add as much wood to the front side of this as possible, just to have more uh, more things in the way before it can destroy the cannon. Actually, how does more wood looks normal there? Like how I'm protecting the internals very well, but the driver, he just in a little wood shack on top of it. But this is campaign mode's vehicle. The driver really isn't important. It's not like the adventure mode where the driver's actually kind of important. The driver, I mean the player, but eh. How does that look from the inside now? You can't see shit, but it's fine. That's ugly. Oh, that's ugly as hell. Ugly as shit. Honestly, I'm just going to go with the style of it being fucking bad looking. This style is in quotation marks. This thing sure as hell isn't stylish. I'm going to use the advanced blocks. Let's see. These. No, it's one. It's this one. Yeah. Oh, that's not. That doesn't look too good. Oh, actually, if I do that once again, I don't think that's actually much better, but it's there. It certainly is there. The undersides. Actually, there's gonna be a lot of fire from the underside. I shouldn't actually focus on the top that much. It's the bottom that's the biggest ordeal to protect. Yeah, I should place some alloy there. Just protect the mantle. I really want to see the Morphwood do something weird. Okay, yeah, it's doing something weird. Look at this. Who thought this was a good idea? Oh, it's so ugly. Okay, I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to rip these out and replace it with something because these aren't really doing it for me. I'm going to be honest. Honestly, that looks better. That actually looks better. Uh, uh, I think this is slightly better, but maybe something like this. Yeah, I'm just gonna hide some more wood there. Why not? Honestly, they need to nerf more food. It's so powerful. That's a terrible joke. Honestly, you can see why no one's watching. I bring that up a lot. It's really annoying me actually. Like I feel like at least someone should show up at some point, right? Yeah, actually, I have a confession to make. I'm mostly doing this stream to procrastinate editing down another stream because I really don't like doing it. It's so much work and so little return. Yeah, the video I want to edit, it's uh, in it from a stream I did a while back on GTA 4. where it's like I got it really into this like one particular joke, and it was really funny in the moment, but I don't know how funny it's actually going to be once I edit it down to a video, and especially once I have to hear myself making the jokes over and over and over again. I'm kind of like, do I really want to make this into a video? Especially when it's like, it's not really the what I think I'm going to be doing most of the time, and it's like the last video I spent 6 hours editing got 28 views, and that's after posting it on Reddit, and basically all the clicks coming from Reddit, and all of them immediately clicking off because of my voice. And like I can't really post it on the what's it called, the GTA 4 Reddit, because like isn't that first of all dead as hell, since like when's the GTA 4 came out in 2008, and second of all I don't think it's like the kind of video most of the people on the GTA 4 subreddit are going to be interested in, like, because it's just me going full schizo. Okay, not full schizo, but just being extremely silly. Um, and doing weird voices, which got old very quick, but I kept doing it. I don't know why I'm making that bit out rubber, but the texture feels like it's like there's a bit more engine-y than the rest does. Like I don't know why why it's tilting forwards. It might be because it wants to move forward, the AI at least. I should probably make some this out of like materials to make it seem a bit more authentic. Yeah, it looks a lot more like an engine if it's surrounded by metal instead of wood. It's such an ugly craft, but I mean, it's Minecraft, okay? Center of mass is a bit too far forward. It's gonna be fine. No, actually, it's not, because if I lose these two thrusters, it goes down immediately. Uh, I need to have some kind of insurance. Okay, I'm thinking, let's see, what does this metal protect? Protects the gun. If I, yeah, put two more small engines here, have them be manual control and pitch up. Let's see, what's this doing? It's pitching up, it's rolling, and it's going upwards. I don't want to give it too much manual control. I think if I put 60 of it on pitching up and 40 of it on hovering, I think this should be, because I want most of the hover to come from the propellers anyway. So I feel like this right here. Maybe it's 50-50, maybe. I don't know. It's much more, it's hovering better at least. Like it's not tilting forward as much. Okay, and I also need to set these to not be automatic. This is set to your, no I don't. Manual control, only forward. Set to pitch up, yeah that's stupid. Spread to neighbors, copy. Manual control, paste, spread to neighbors. Yeah, good. Now this thing needs some yaw. That's gonna be here, I think. These can be manual and do 50 like this probably. I'm just guessing the percentages, but eh. See if it press H now. Yeah, yeah. That's a bit dangerous. Oh, ooh. Yeah, it needs some rear pitch control also. Along with these probably needs to slope in for just for aesthetic reasons. If you want to take any lessons from this craft, it is you need to plan your craft out in advance instead of just winging it, because this right here is the perfect result of just winging it. It's fucking ugly. That's why usually when I make bigger things, I always make the exterior first, because otherwise it always ends up like this for me. But at least it's cheap. Like it is dirt cheap right now. Let's see. I feel like this has a good amount of redundancy now. So no, manual control. Pitch down. Yep. Down. Okay. I don't think this is the altitude I wanted at. I think I wanted a bit higher up. I think this is pitch. This is altitude. Yeah, I think this is a per altitude. It's gonna evade a lot of things up here. Uh, Honestly, this can kind of just be like a weapons platform. Like, uh, on the back here, there's space for like different weapons. It has a good amount of redundancy in terms of how much more power it has. Like, it has around 300 more power to play with right now. Even if it uses a lot to go. Yeah, it doesn't have that much redundancy actually. This could be like a neutral weapons platform you can use for a lot of different purposes. It's even a hovercraft. It's an airship. what's it called, caps lock on. Yeah, ship. Ship. I have this naming scheme of like having a class in 2 letters and then the number of classes it is. Like I don't have a lot of vehicles, but what is this thing even? Uh, uh, Air Corvette. Yeah, this is probably an air Corvette. It's probably the best description of this. Corvette 01. And I don't have a nickname for it yet, so just name it that. And honestly, this actually I'm going to countermeasures. I need some countermeasures. In terms of defense, oh yeah, I don't even have I don't have detection equipment nor local weapons controller. Need this thing. I'm going to need to place it next to the next to this here. Question is where. Oh, this is bad. Not protected. This is going to make this thing less. This right here doesn't work. Yeah, that doesn't work. I have a potentially bad idea. If I place it here, it controls that. If I replace like this, it brings the cooling. Wait, what? Oh, because that was one of the gauges I destroyed there. Ah, I get it. I get it. I get it. Gauge increases. Wait, did I not have maximum gauge before? No, I think I had maximum gauge before. I think I have one too many gauge now. No, okay. Fair enough, fair enough. But now, yeah, the local weapons controller is safe, and the APS is not particularly much in danger at the same time. Okay, that's good. Now we need detection equipment, especially since this is probably going to be a pretty long range APS. Okay, probably going to need mostly some trackers. So, one of these gimbals. Down here somewhere. It's always hard to build small things in from the depths because the parts aren't always that pretty, so you can't really it can be hard to make something that looks good. Actually, if I do this and I place let's see which way is this place this. That means that both this side and this side of the AI receiver have to be destroyed before it falls off. Visual camera. Since it's a camera, it should be able to be protected by. yeah, I can put glass in front of it. So hard building with glass since you can't actually see it. Uh, but this should allow it to see all its enemies pretty well, without it being at too much risk from small arms fire mostly. Like, 'cause that's just really annoying. It's just a tiny little bit, small speck of something that just hits your detection, or especially in smaller crafts where you don't have that much detection in the first place. So you really have to protect what you have. Compared to big craft, where you can just place a million different detection equipment all over the place. It's going to not look that good. No, looks remarkably bad, but it's functional. It helps the craft function this year. Most of its targets are going to be downwards, so I shouldn't place too much detection at the top either. Hmm, big is small. Place AOE detection. We Rundle radar here. And wireless receiver. Let's see, like this. I'm going to go with the whole strut thing again. And strut. This. Square corner here. Yeah, that should be fine. It's not amazing detection equipment, but it's detection equipment. I think if I can not disguise, but place some in here. This is exhilarating gameplay. Radar gimbal trackers. I'm not going to protect these as heavily because I'm going to have one on either side, so. And also, this radar, I can't really put glass in front of it. That would just make it not work. Mm, That. No. This is very weak to small arms fire. But hey, that's just how it's gonna be. Like, these things are basically butter, but they could maybe take a single stray shot, so that's at least something. Way too much processing power. Honestly, this seems like it's good enough. Like, honestly. Yeah, I can always add more to it if it actually becomes a problem finding the enemy. Okay. And now I want to make some sort of weapon system on the back here. And it seems like I'm going to have to fire sideways because there's like something a bit in the way here. No, no, this doesn't work. What does it? Like e5. Maybe, yeah, if I do it like this, it could look good and also be a bit functional. Okay, so I can make a missile controller. Just here, connectors here, staggered fire, identify threatening foe. On these. Okay. Now. This doesn't look the most terrible it could. Like, this could be a lot worse. It's going to be medium missiles. Actually, it could be like some big old cruise missiles. Yeah, it kind of has the size for it. But it's going to be some really like some small chodes missiles. So I think it's going to be medium. Does this connect? Okay, it does connect. That's. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I suppose. I suppose. There's one thing. I could add the countermeasures on top of this. Some short ass missiles. It needs to be at least one longer, otherwise they're just gonna be useless. Yeah, how's this been? Actually, if I place that there, that's still gonna have clearance? Apparently. So, Okay, how much more? Yeah, it's almost doubled in price because of the missiles. It's gonna need some sort of firepower. Actually, how much does this take to reload? Let's go out of this. Full load. It's actually only 20 materials. Hey, that's per missile. 20 missiles. 20 materials per missile. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to go with this. I have to if the mode is changing. Okay. Now I'm going to do something not advanced, but something you need a bit of experience in this game to be able to do. I'm going to add some countermeasures. Because oh boy, this thing cannot be hit by a missile. It will fucking crumble like into nothing. Probably can't remember what button it is. Like Q. Signer modes. Refill material. Yeah. It was almost running out just from hovering. Not the most pretty thing, but it isn't in the like as a whole. So I think it's gonna go okay. No, so I think it's gonna go is not an English saying. I just realized. This isn't gonna work, is it? There isn't quite room. Replace another missing control. This. Yeah, it's not connecting to that now. Okay. And put just two separate ACBs can be fine. This thing needs the missiles. Medium launcher. Not connected. Okay. It's not connected to the others. If I don't place medium gantries. Yeah, provide. I have to go eat now. I think if I speedrun this, I can finish this off. I'm going to need an extra ACB, by the way I want to do this. Because if I add these, the automated control block, if enemy if you detect a missile or torpedo within 150 meters, no, 1,500 meters, then you weapon system, buy one of those, that is within 1 meter. Test. Oh yeah, it's because the gantry is closed. That's why I need control. I need another ACB. It's a bit stressing right now because if a missile is within 300 meters, then missile system it'll become forced open. Stall. Actually, behind range. Okay, 2 meters. Copy this. Paste it over here. Copy this. Paste it over here. Okay, so if I test this, what? Oh, they've become weird missiles. I want them to be. Oh, I need what's it called? Something to make them go upward. Okay, I can make one of them a sticky flare. Other than radar, what's it called? Radar target simulator. Okay, and if I launch them now, they're just gonna go up a tiny bit and then go down again. So, in actuality, if I take this here, place it here instead, does this still hit? Okay, and wait, the spot is useless. Mm, down here. It's so annoying. It's actually really good food. I have to go eat in a bit. Like it's a classic Danish. Yeah, it's a old timey good Danish food. My mom has made. It's really good. I suppose this will just have to do. You see, is this the? Actually, I'm going to save this as the second version, just so I have one with and without the missiles. And if I horizon spawn planes, flying squirrel, because that one has missiles, yeah, and that's a bit high up, going to be honest. And it's going to go straight down and hit damage us ourselves. But that is also a godly trap we're up against, and I have not done the AI on this thing. And I have not even customized. Yeah, these are terrible missiles. But did they close again? Okay, and the automatic, great. Yeah, that's honestly, that's gotta be end of stream because I'm actually really hungry. Uh, yeah, this has been fun. Yeah, goodbye. Hey, that was a abrupt ending.
Ah, ah. 戻らない昨日にさようなら輪廻めぐりひとしずく雨から生まれて孤独と流れ